guys, bodybuilding on the right side of the brain. So you've got the training program, you've got the nutrition plan, but is your mind in the right place? You have to understand that these are only tools, guys. The proper training and proper nutrition protocol is only a tool, and you need the right mindset to apply them, because as time goes on, your short-term motivation is going to wax and wane. There's going to be days that you don't feel like doing this, and this is when a true passion is going to have to come out. You have to dig deep within yourself and bring that passion out if you really want to make this happen in bodybuilding. So as you get into your training program, it's your left brain. It's this left part of your brain that's going to be logical and linear and organized. It's going to compartmentalize the facts of what numbers you want to hit on your lifts, what you want to weigh, what body fat percentage you want to have. But it's this not so logical, emotionally driven, irrational part of your brain that's going to force you to power through. People think you're fucking crazy. People don't know why you're doing this. This is when your true self, your deeper reasons are going to come through, and that's going to be your driving force, guys, as you really get serious into your bodybuilding. So when I first started learning about motivation and how to apply this to my business goals as well, I saw a TED Talk by Daniel Pink. I also read about drawing on the right side of the brain, because I also do a lot of drawing on the side as a creative release. As I started understanding the right brain processes and how this really works, Pink kind of outlined it really nicely. So I want to go over some of these topics with you today, and basically just shows you that people want to control their day. They don't want to have someone breathing down their neck. They want to be in control of their day. They want to have skills that they're constantly improving on. It's this path of mastery. It's going to allow people to want to get better every day and keep being, adding to their bag of tricks. It's these little daily improvements that are going to make them feel like they're actually accomplishing something. And last but not least is purpose and passion and having reasons to be working. So, Pink goes on to explain all types of things within motivation, but the one thing I really thought was interesting is that, after all these case studies on all kinds of corporations and Fortune 500 companies and millions and billions of dollars that people are making, that money and benefits are actually not the main reason that people are doing what they're doing, especially in a creative workplace. So if you're in a creative work environment and you involve a lot of complex levels of thinking and kind of irrational thought processes and mastery and all these other variables get involved with artists and creatives and things like this, this is a time, even in marketing, every type of industry needs these type of personalities, and the main factor for motivation is not the money. So I found that to be fascinating, because I'm pretty money motivated myself. I've always wanted to achieve certain business goals. So I'm like, all right, how can I apply this to my life? How can I apply this to those around me? And what you see is like, to parallel back to bodybuilding, is that you see all these newbie lifters and then they're making quick gains, or they might think they know exactly what they're doing. But trust me, you're going to hit that wall, you're going to get that shoulder pain, you're going to get an injury, you're going to get a tweak, you're going to have a family emergency. Something is going to happen that's going to set you back. This is the point where you're going to decide, am I really serious about this? Do I really want to get into bodybuilding? Or maybe it's just a hobby for me. Maybe I'm not going to compete this year. Maybe I'm not going to do a photo shoot. I'll wait till next season when I'm in better shape, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. You're not going to do it, and I hope this is the point where you think about it and dig deep into who you are and realize why you got into this in the first place. So as you search in for meaning, guys, what are these things that are going to help you stay motivated for bodybuilding motivation, but just motivation in general? And I'd say one of those things you want to think about is exercising autonomy in your own life. You don't want some corporate jerk-off micromanaging you. You don't want someone breathing down your neck, telling you you're not doing your job right. You want this freedom to act free at will, to execute the things that you need to execute, to perform at the best of your ability. And if sometimes people aren't going to understand that, that might rub some people the wrong way, but don't let people hold you back either. You have to think about, okay, I need my free will. I need to run my day. I need to get in and make these decisions for myself. I'm not waiting to punch out at 5 p.m. and go home and sit on my couch. And that's what your logical left brain is telling you sometimes. Oh, you're tired today. You had a long work day. You don't need to train. Bullshit. Get in, get your mind right, and push through for that deeper meaning within your training. So the next thing we're talking about now is mastery, and I go on a whole 10 video blogs about mastery. The best book I've ever read on this topic is Mastery by George Leonard. He's an Aikido expert, and he explains how a lot of the mastery phases are spent on the plateau. Then you make a huge jump, and you ride the plateau again, guys. So you have to be able to ride the plateau within mastery. This is the ability to have perseverance. As a key concept of Aikido is perseverance, and it's also so underrated in today's materialistic, get everything now society. You have to have that endurance, that mental, physical, spiritual endurance to keep going and grinding. And that also comes with anything, guys. I mean, when you think about mastering a skill, it's not always going to be glorious. It might be those little tiny tweaks to your work routine in the day that allow you to be a little bit better. They keep letting you add to that bag of tricks. Then you feel like you're accomplishing something, because at this point, the right brain allows the job itself to be the reward. This is the point when you say, okay, the job is the reward now. And same with bodybuilding, guys. Your friends might not understand when you stay home on a Friday night to diet and train. They might not understand when you do cardio for your second workout of the day. And it's these little tiny incremental things that to the average outside person don't mean shit, but to you, these are the factors that are going to excel and propel you long term. These are that residual benefits from the energy that's output at those times. It's going to keep working for you when you're sleeping. When you wake up in the morning, other factors are at work for you. And that's how you're going to make that happen, guys, with a passion for mastery, guys. I think this is a lifelong goal. Don't think I'm going to do my goal in 1 year and I'm going to quit, or this is just a small phase. When you have a lifelong approach to bodybuilding, that's true mastery. And you look at someone like Frank Zane, that's an example of physique mastery, guys. He looks amazing at any age, 40, 50, 60, 70s. He has stayed true to the course, and that is the true mastery of bodybuilding. That is a Zen-like experience where you're manifesting your consciousness in that form, and that's what you want to think about when it comes to mastery of bodybuilding. Last thing we want to talk about here is just finding purpose. That's another concept that Pink really touches on, and I've read multiple books on this topic. But when it comes to finding purpose, you know, there's a lot of ways that people can go about doing this. What really gets you fired up, lit up, what gets you excited? But I think about trying to find one thing. I feel like in today's society where everyone's self-proclaimed ADHD, because shit, if anyone has ADHD, it's me. I get it. I'm all over the place. But you know, try to simplify your creative, your professional goals and bring it to one thing. What is your one simple mission statement going to be? How are you going to change the world and affect others around you? That's the point where you've come in and you've really reflected that mastery, you've gotten that boon of enlightenment, and you're back in action, really executing all these ideas, using that creative right brain. You've become a channel for this type of thinking. So think about how you can use this to find your purpose, guys. So there's a lot of ways to do that, but I recommend just finding the one way that you want to influence society, and that's the main way I would say to find your purpose here. Alright guys, if you found bodybuilding on the right side of the brain to be a helpful video, please share it with your friends, girlfriends, homies, etc. And for more articles, videos, and training tips, head over to justinwoltering.com. Peace.